Mute, my goodness. Still, was I mute? Was I mute? Definitely was mute. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. I hope you're doing well, and welcome to the match preview between Manchester United and FC Porto. Of course, FC Porto represents a very, very important period within our history. Whether it was in the 90s, whether it is the Jose Mourinho period, we've had some classic encounters against obviously FC Porto and some great games against them. We've had bad times, we've had good times, and now is the time to prepare for the next game and forget about what's happened in the past. We need to move on and let's get on with it and let's get on with the game, guys. I'm really excited about it. What would your team be? Of course, the news about Bruno Fernandes, and he's overturned or he's rescinded his red card, of course. So that means that he will play tomorrow, most likely, and Sunday. And, of course, the upcoming games. What do you make of that? How are you feeling about that? What are your predictions about the game? Did you see Ten Hag's press conference? Do you know what? I was watching briefly Ten Hag's press conference, and to me, it's a lot of hot air at the moment. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of we're working hard. You know, it's a process and stuff. I don't think it's the right thing to be saying and talking about processes right now in regards to the way Man United are going forward. We need to move forward in regards to talking about processes and talking about the structure and stuff like that. This needs to be moved on. We need to talk about winning football matches. And this is what it's all about. And this is what it was about. For me today is about seeing how we can defeat FC Porto tomorrow night. And a live watch along will be here live with me, guys, of course, guys. Anyone in the chat? Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Big up, everyone. Big up, Stephanie. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you again. Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sanjay. How you doing? Sal and Stephanie, big up. Big up, Kazi. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, you know what? There's been a lot of craziness in regards to if you watch my earlier show, I advise you to watch my earlier show. It was very, very deep in regards to what I've been through and what Man United are doing and etc. It was very, very deep. And I'll give my honest opinions about how I feel about the current situation and what's been going on this last couple of weeks, of course. Jim, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good afternoon to you, my friend. Good afternoon or good night to you, of course, Jim, of course. Good afternoon, Yorkshire Cowboy. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Yorkshire Cowboy. Absolutely. Sal, Stephanie, Sanjay, guys, overdid my physio class yesterday and it was given 2 new exercises, which resulted in me having to cancel work for the rest of the week. Isn't that a good thing, Grayo? Do you get a little bit of rest? Do you know what I mean? Do you get a little bit of rest? You might get a little bit of rest now, won't you? But then again, Man United are playing tomorrow, so I don't think you'll get any respite coming up anytime soon because obviously the stresses of supporting Man United are absolutely astronomical, ain't they? They're crazy at the end of the day, and there's so much noises, there's so much going on in regards to voices and in and out and shake it all about. That's what it's all about at the moment. And do you know what? You know, my main focus is games and football matches and what happens on the pitch, guys. And whatever team that Ten Hag picks, you know what? I feel like we've only got a few games left. If he is of his tenure, if he is going to be sacked at the end of the day, I really, really hope he wins these games tomorrow. I hope he wins tomorrow. I hope he wins Sunday. I hope he wins against Brentford. I hope he wins against Villa. I hope he wins against Fenerbahce. That is what I'm all about at the end of the day. I really do, because I don't believe that there are managers out there that can drastically change our fortunes, especially Inzaghi. I know a lot of people have been saying Inzaghi is the new man. He's going to be doing this. He's going to be doing that. Inzaghi is a very soft character. He's a very soft character, a reserved character. He's not going to work at Man United. Simone Inzaghi is very, very Italian in regards to that, and with Man United, they've got too many egos at that football club, and I don't think that it's going to work as a Man United fan. I'll tell you right now, and someone who follows Italian football, of course. Ghazi, Cowboy, big up everyone. Big up everyone. Yes, legends in the chat, of course. Thanks, Sal. I would like to say bless you and thank you for reading all my comments and making me feel special, brother. You are, and everyone here, bless the whole chat. You are special. Thank you. So are you, Jim, and don't you forget it. So are you, and don't you forget it. You are special to me as well. So, guys, every single one of you, you're legends. Thank you so much for joining me. This channel is growing day by day, and I'm proud. You know what I mean? And because I've got a great community, and you know what, I can't beat this community. I like to make people feel like an individual, because everyone is an individual at the end of the day. Everyone has their own experiences in life. Everyone around has learned. I can learn things from them. They can learn things from me. We can learn things from each other. And that's what the most important thing is, of course. And that's how I like to see the streams and stuff. That's how I like to be, of course, guys. Inzaghi should be the manager, Man United. Ray, I don't know who Ray is, but Inzaghi shouldn't be the Man United manager. Absolutely not. Thanks, Al. Big up, Jim. Facts. Looking at the potential replacement is terrifying. It's just like looking for new trainers, but it also said our wellies. Absolutely. Do you know what? Can you really see Inzaghi coming to Man United and pushing us up the table? That Man United team. Can you really see it? Let's be totally honest for ourselves. Let's be quite frank. Let's be honest here. There's only a few managers in world football right now that can change Man United, right? And some of them are not available now. Probably most of them are not available. Potter can't change Man United. Tuchel cannot change Man United. Inzaghi won't be able to change Man United. The only one I feel like maybe is Nagelsmann, in my opinion. He might be able to change the ship, of course. Maybe Zidane, maybe, but he's not going to come to Man United. Maybe Amorim, but he's obviously the unknown as well. So at the end of the day, look, there's not much pool of choice out there. Do you know what I mean? We will just be wasting time at the end of the day, in my opinion. GK, how you doing, my friend? Good evening, bro. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. 63 likes already. Big up, yeah, all day long. I put the streams up early, get my likes up. Big up. So it's not that Man United fans want this manager or not. It's not that. When we were going to for Erik ten Hag, the whole fan base was united and excited for entire. But the man did so many silly mistakes, bro. He has made mistakes, Darko, and he continues to make mistakes. But one thing is, every manager makes mistakes. And when we hear about these leaks, and we've heard about the Benny McCarthy situation, Benny McCarthy has basically said there is bad apples in the dressing room. Of course, we need to find out who these players are. We need to know. We need to find out who they are. There was a leak. There was a leak saying that Rashford isn't the leak, basically. So anyone who's saying Marcus Rashford, there was a leak saying that that Marcus Rashford isn't the leak. Whoever you think that is, whoever wrote that leak, you know what I mean, it is a bit suspect to me, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. But there are bad apples at Man United, and no matter who takes charge of this football club, you know, there's going to be problems. There's going to be problems. We're not going to challenge if the bad apples are still there. As I said earlier, it's like putting poison in a glass and filling up the glass with water and trying to dilute the poison, and the water being new players, of course. You still get poisoned at the end of the day. It's one bad apple, only it ruins the fruit bowl, of course. Big up, big up. Big up, everyone. Of course, guys. So give me some tips on food timetable tips. Tips on food timetable tips. Food timetable tips. Food timetable. What I do every day, I don't eat until 12 p.m. every day religiously. I fast from around 6, 7 p.m. all the way to 12 p.m. in the morning, the next morning. That's what I do. Yeah, and I try my best to go jogging and stuff like that in the morning and stuff. So that's what I do. That's what I do. Big up, JK. Big up, Grayo, Sanjay, Stephanie, Kazi, Maya, every one of you. Big up all the legends in the chat, of course, today. Of course, Darko, hi, mate. Big up yourself. Big up. My Leeds fan mates all want Bielsa sack. The grass isn't always greener. Absolutely. And Bielsa, as we know, is a very, very good Argentinian manager. He managed them well. He done the best he could with the resources that he had. And when they sacked him, what happened? Didn't they have March? Isn't it March who came in, the American fella? He came in and they done absolutely rubbish, didn't they? At the end, they be careful what you wish for. Do you know what I mean? Because you know what? Man United, we're so obsessed with this new toy. And you know what? We need to not look at what the toy is. It's like when you're a child, you know what? Our favorite toy isn't in the toy store. But you know what? We'll take any toy because you know what? We got the money. We just want a toy at the end of the day. But we need the correct toy. For goodness sake, guys, absolutely. 65 likes, guys. Come on, let's push this up to 80 likes. Around 80 likes would be nice. I know one bad apple at Stretford Post. He lives in Australia and can sing Bollywood numbers. I know. Oh, goodness me. Who is it? It isn't Jim, is it? Surely Bruno, as captain, could be a chief leak detector unless no, surely can't. Do you know what? It's very hard, Stephanie, to find that because you know what? these players are chief manipulators. They're manipulators. They can lie. They can act in your face. Do you know what? You can act in front of your manager. You can put on a persona that you're really this guy, and you can put that persona on for years and years and years, can't you? With Man United, it's the same thing. These players can put on this persona that they're so dedicated, they love the club, etc., for years and years and years, but not knowing that they are down tooling. Do you know what? And people think like, oh, they're down tooling, obviously. You know, in football, it's fine margins. And you know those little 50-50 things, those challenges, you just pull out slightly. And that's the difference between winning and losing at the top level. And this is what they do, in my opinion. And these bad apples have been around for a very long time. And until these bad apples have gone and they're out of the football club, that's when we can truly move on with our business, do you know what I mean? And trying to become successful again. So what makes you think that Nagelsmann will be a good curious? I don't know much about him. Just the style of his play. I think he's a very dynamic manager, likes to play on the front foot. He likes to attack. He's disciplined, but not too disciplined at the end of the day. And but as everything, Jim, it represents a risk, doesn't it? And we don't know until these managers have managed in the Premier League. The Premier League is a different animal. One thing I would say about Nagelsmann, he hasn't really set the house on fire with Germany. He didn't really set the house on fire. But at the end of the day, look, he's the only one I would look at and say, well, you know what? He's better than Potter. He's better than Tuchel. He's better than, you know what I mean, Southgate and stuff like that. And that's what I would say in regards to that. But am I right? Probably not. You know, it probably won't make Man United the force that we weren't, because we don't know, do we, Jim? We don't really know. And until we see him in the Premier League, you know, we can't really judge him on all that. At the end of the day, there could be a manager that we've never heard of somewhere in the world that can take us to the promised land, could bring us into the Champions League and could win us the Premier League. You never know. It depends. I mean, if we were psychic, you know, surely is it Stephanie? She can sing, but not. She can dance, but not sing. I wouldn't know. I would not know, of course, unfortunately. Leeds, it went even worse. They had the Norwich manager now. A working system is gold. We need to get ours working. We seem to be going backwards rapidly. Do you know what I'm really afraid of, Yorkshire Cowboy? Is that I'm afraid of like getting the new manager in, you know, and starting again. Same players, backlog of players. Same players are still there, not being able to remove the dead wood. Your players who've been there for years and years and years. And then again, he might not even be feeling like Onana in goal. He might not like De Ligt, for example, hypothetically speaking. He might not want any of these players. And this is what's going to be the tricky thing when you get a new manager, of course. It's always best to keep the manager. But of course, Erik ten Hag has to prove it on the pitch. And if he doesn't do it on the pitch, there is no choice. And Ineos are going to be left with no choice. Of course, the pressure is going to be risen. If we lose tomorrow, the pressure is going to be high. Everyone's going to be jumping on his back again. And it's going to be, you know, another toxic week. I really hope that he gets a couple of wins under his belt before the international break. And then probably we can start believing in it a little bit more and the process a little bit more. My only concern is I don't trust a lot of these players. I really don't trust. And that's the players who've been there for years and years. I don't trust them, my friend. I really don't. I feel like they're the sort of team who will win tomorrow, win against Aston Villa. We get all giddy, we won 2 in a row, and then they'll lose to Brentford 3-0. Do you know what I mean? It's things like that really, really bug me about this squad. Do you know what I mean? This team. And people say, like, you know what? Some of those players ain't playing. There's a lot of players there that are Ten Hag signings. Yes, that's true. But it doesn't mean that the environment doesn't get polluted by one bad egg, one bad apple. Do you know what I mean? It does get polluted. If that bad apple is still at the football club, they will get the rest of the players will get polluted as well. It doesn't matter whether they're playing, whether they're not playing, you know? Absolutely. Darko, hi, buddy. Big up, everyone, of course. Good point about Bruno, Stephanie. Yep, absolutely. Jim Watkins, Darko, your banter, I love, I say, bro, but this is bad apple. Knows many Bollywood and Pakistani songs, but I don't speak Hindi. I do just a few words, all songs. I know a few numbers in Hindi songs, I do. Believe it or not. Ineos might do a coup by getting a manager like they said did with the Barada. Ineos might do a coup by getting a manager. You know what? Ineos might get a manager we've never heard of. We don't know. You know what? Let's be respectful. Obviously, Erik ten Hag is still our manager. We have to still respect Erik ten Hag, of course. But if the likelihood happens that he does lose his job, and we get a new manager, who knows what it could be? It's definitely going to be Ruud van Nistelrooy as an interim, but the permanent manager, of course, we don't know who it's going to be. We don't know who Ineos are looking at. We know that they like Gareth Southgate, but it has been said in the Mirror that Man United, Sky Sports have said basically that the Man United fans would be against the appointment of Gareth Southgate. And Melissa Reddy said that on Sky Sports today. So obviously that means that they are listening. The fans are being heard, which is great that the fans are being heard, that they do not want Gareth Southgate. If we're going to get a manager, we need to get a manager with a personality. We need to get a manager with a bit more strength, with a bit of character. Do you know what I mean? Today, in regards to the Benny McCarthy comments, they were very, very telling in regards to some players, in regards to the manager, saying that the manager lacks passion, which is very, very a big statement, of course. Some may say that it is sour grapes, you know, because Ruud van Nistelrooy took his place, blah, 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 it's sour grapes. But he worked with Eric Ten Hag for a couple of years. So at the end of the day, there might be an element of truth in that, of course, guys. All facts, can't argue. Big up, Cowboy. Absolutely, big up, Cowboy. Absolutely. Forget about Everton and loss win. Porto is defensive, solid team. United has good pace and attacking potential, but finishing is a concern, mate. That's the problem we're going to have at GK, and people have to start. I'm glad that Rasmus Højlund is back, guys. I really am. Jim, ask Sal, did you go Bollywood IFA Awards in Abu Dhabi? No, but I've been backstage at a Bollywood award very, very long time ago, though. Yeah, absolutely. Very long time. In England, in the London Excel. You will have to ask Sal Darko about that. Absolutely. No, I've never been. I'm not a big fan of Bollywood. If I'm being totally real with you guys, I'm not a big fan of it. Of course, I'm very old school in regards to Bollywood. I'm very old school. I'm talking about the old movies, Ashaki, Dil, Gabbi 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 Gum, and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Those sort of things. But recently, not me. I don't think it paints an accurate picture of what India is and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, in my opinion. So we need the bad apples to be bad to Alistair Southgate as well. Southgate, you know what I mean? Southgate will get eaten alive like a bad apple at the end of the day. If you like bad apples, at the end of the day, Southgate will get eaten alive at Man United. He thinks it's going to be all cushy and lovey-dovey friendships, United and stuff like that. No. I want to try Højlund or Rashford as a forward. Rashford at the pace to get a chance can do well. He just can't play as a forward GK. He can't hold up the ball. He doesn't bring players into play. He doesn't have the strength. This is the problem with Marcus Rashford. This is why we don't play him up front. He's positional and IQ is not that of a striker. He's that of a winger. He's not a striker, in my opinion. We have tried it in the past, of course. I would like to see Xerxes and Rasmus. Xerxes just behind Rasmus, but it's going to be Bruno, isn't it? So, how long have you been living in the UAE? 2 years, Kazi. 2 years. 2 years on the dot almost. August was 2 years. I've been living in this fantastic place. Very hot, guys. Absolutely very hot. Well, I'll go for my jog and I'm almost cooking like a hot potato, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. I imagine a bollocking from Southgate is like being attacked by a butterfly. You know what I mean? That's exactly. It's like being hit by a Teletubby at the end of the day. When Gareth Southgate does shout at you, you're like, what? You start laughing. Gareth Southgate's the sort of person who starts shouting at you and start to cry. He's that sort of guy. He'll start crying when he's shouting at you, and you're like, "Why are you crying?" You know what I mean? I just, yeah. So, in love with Greek old movies on the 60s? Love it, my friend. Rasmus is a top finisher, bro. Xerxes is awful. I like to see Xerxes behind the strike. I don't think Xerxes is a striker. Xerxes said it himself. He's a creative player. He's already said that he's a creative player. So I would try Xerxes there, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Bruno, as we know. So I know it would be quite hot in the Middle East. I wonder how you keep yourself cool. Air conditioning, lots of air conditioning in this country. You do get used to it, but there is air conditioning everywhere you go. We have air conditioning in our apartment. Everything is air conditioned. So you're generally all right. You know what I mean? You're generally all right. Although sometimes I'll be quite honest with you that I do miss the winter. Sometimes I do miss the cold. Sometimes I do like those snuggling cold nights. You know what I mean? In the winter in England, I do like that. You know, I do miss that slightly because you know what? It's hot every day here. Look, it's October, right? And it is boiling. It's baking at the moment. Absolutely. Now, if I go to see this, yeah, am I back? I'm back, guys. If I go back to the actual lineups for the game, if I may, if I go back to the lineups for the game, guys, if I may, let me have a look. Let's just get this sorted. Zaid, Jim Ratcliffe 20,000 drop style mark in the back post, apparently. Yeah, because he's not a left back, my friend Zaid. And I said it a long time ago before the season started. He's not a left-footed left back. And his positional awareness on the left back position is totally void. That's why all the goals have come from the left side. If you look, all the goals come from the left side. I did say I wanted Kadioglu. I was in Turkey, I said a month ago. And I was talking to people there, and they were saying that we needed to get Kadioglu, man. He's going to Man United, etc. And we needed a left back at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? It's baking, Dave. It's baking, mate. It's absolutely hot. If you don't believe me, I just need to put on my thing on. It's baking. This is the temperature, right? And it is 5:20 in the evening, guys. There you go. Hot, isn't it? So, would you be able to work out what players in the current squad would also be in Mourinho, Ollie's, and Ragnar's squad? You may find the bad apples that way. That is where it is. It doesn't take a rocket science to work out who those bad apples are, Grayo. Absolutely, my legend. At the end of the day, we know who they are. They've been there for years, and it's not going to be Mazraoui. It's not going to be Ericsson, players like that, of course, who's been singing Erik ten Hag's praises, of course. It's not going to be any of those players. Let's say that. It's going to be some of the old guard who's been there for years, of course. Branthwaite next summer, you reckon, give Lissandro's form? Could be, but Liverpool are now interested in Branthwaite, of course. So we're going to have to act swiftly and quickly in regards to that, guys. In regards to Branthwaite, we're going to have to act quickly in regards to that. Absolutely, absolutely. Now let me get down to the nitty gritty. I want to get down to the teams, guys. For the game against Porto, of course. This is the preview to the Porto game. Now, the team that I think that Erik ten Hag is going to pick, guys. Let me have a look at this. So this is the team I think that Erik ten Hag is going to pick, guys. I don't know what you make of it, but I just feel like this is the team that he will be forced to. I don't think Mainu will be playing. I know that Mainu, it looks like his injury isn't as serious. He was back in training today, of course. But this is the team that I think that he will pick. I do believe it will be the same back four. I think it'll be the double pivot, maybe a blessing in disguise to have the double pivot there. Of course, we will have Bruno. Bruno is definitely going to start. Højlund will be up front this time. Rashford on the left, Ahmad on the right. What do you make of that team, guys? What do you think about that? At the end of the day, look, we haven't got much choice. This is most likely going to be the team. I myself would like to see Garnacho on the left. I like to see Xerxes as the number 10 behind Højlund, of course. I like to see all that, but it's not going to happen, is it? So this is the team that I feel that Erik ten Hag will pick against FC Porto, guys. What do you make of this team, guys? Would you change anything? I know. But this is what I feel like Erik ten Hag will pick. Of course, we're all going to make changes. Of course, we're all going to have our preferences and stuff like that. But this is the team that I definitely would choose, guys. In regards to FC Porto, again, a very attack-minded side, of course. I look at from Arodion up front. Of course, they got Pepe, not Pepe as in Pepe, the Real Madrid Pepe. He does play for Porto, but he doesn't play first-team football. He is getting on a little bit. But there, João Mario and Moura represent a very, very dangerous attacking wing-backs there. Sosa and Varela in the midfield, I think. And Nico, we're going to have to look out for Nico, of course. He's a very, very good player as well. Of course, Porto won that again at a counter at the weekend. They've got Costa as well, which is the Portugal goalkeeper. So they've got a lot of experience in that team. Pepe on the right of midfield, very, very good new signing as well. And you know what? We're going to have to be very, very cautious in regards to FC Porto and what they do to us, because you know what? They are a defensive side, but they've also got a presence up front as well. Galeno on the left of midfield is very, very quick and nippy as well. So we're going to have to be careful here. Okay, so at the end of the day, they're a strong team, but not unbeatable. Not unbeatable as Bodo Glimt proved in the Europa League last game, of course, when they beat them 3-2, of course. So you know what? They're totally beatable. They are defensively sound and they can attack well up front. They've got a presence. So we're going to have to be very, very sharp this game. It's our most difficult game within this Europa League. One of the most difficult games in Europa League, of course. Let's not forget that FC Porto took Arsenal all the way to penalties last season in the Champions League. So obviously they are made of sterner stuff. They don't just roll over for anyone. So look, they got an experienced goalkeeper in there. A goalkeeper some may think that we should have went after instead of getting, obviously, Onana. So there you go. And my prediction for the game is FC Porto 1, Manchester United 2. Now, I remember loads of great games against FC Porto, in particular 4-0 at Old Trafford, 0-0 at the stadium, of course, in Porto. I remember that fondly. when we knocked them out of the Champions League. I also remember when Jose Mourinho's side knocked us out of the Champions League rather fortuitously, despite us having an offside goal that should have been allowed. And you know what would have happened with Jose Mourinho if that goal counted? Who would have known what would have happened? You know what I mean? So that's the teams I would pick for obviously the game for tomorrow. Not I would pick, but I feel that will be the more or less the size that you will see tomorrow. This is something similar that you will see tomorrow. This is a type of formation that you'll see from FC Porto. So FC Porto are a very decent side, of course. And Man United, of course, I will go with. I think Erik ten Hag is going to go with this team. I really do. I don't think we can go far wrong with this unless he takes out Casemiro and plays Eriksen. That could be a choice. That could be. You know what I mean? So that could be a choice. But I wouldn't go Eriksen in the midfield against FC Porto away from home. I just wouldn't do that. I don't think it would be wise, guys. If I am being totally honest with you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. What do you think of that? I'm just looking forward to the game. I'm really looking forward to the future and winning this game, of course, guys. Absolutely looking forward to it. Let me just go down there. Hey, did it? I say, bro, Apple about that. Let me just get back to your comments, guys. Absolutely. Let's have a look. I want to try Holland. Yeah, I think I read that one. Big up Kazi, big up GK, of course. Sal, how long you 2 years? Yeah, absolutely. Read that one. Imagine bowling. Yeah, read that one. Sal, and yeah, I think I read that one. I have to go all the way down. Rasmus is our top finisher, bro. Yeah, he's a great finisher, of course. I like to see Rasmus tomorrow. So with a big yeah. I think I read that one and that one. Let's go. I'm nearly there. It's baking. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I think Liverpool are interested in Branthwaite, so we're going to have to be careful. Don't see Everton selling to Liverpool. That is one good point, though, Zayed. Absolutely, Everton won't want to sell to Liverpool, but if they pay the money, I think he'll be in his last year of his contract, isn't it? Last 2 years. So if they offer the money, do you know what? Many players have left Liverpool and many players have left Everton and gone to the other side of Merseyside, of course. Graham and Stephanie Griffith, greetings to you both. Big up everyone, of course, as I think he'll play Eriksen over Casemiro. It's dangerous against Porto, though. It's dangerous, but I get what you mean. I do get the controlling of midfield. Bench Rashford, put Garnacho on the left. I know, but I don't think Erik ten Hag is going to do that, Kazi. I really don't. I think he's going to die on his sword at the end of the day. It is what it is. Let's see what happens. Absolutely, Rasta Stotts. Thank you for joining me, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're recovering from the other night. I mean, it has been a bit of a toxic week, to be fair. It has. And you know what? I really hope it does get better. I really hope a little bit of positivity. From now on, I expect us losing every game. I have no low experience since Spurs. It was a horrible performance, a very, very bad performance from minute one. Don't want to see another performance like it at the end of the day. I don't see where Erik ten Hag gets his positivity from. I really don't know where he gets that positivity from, because at the end of the day, that performance was disgusting. My biggest worry is he goes defensive to save his job with all we don't need to give in. It's just delaying the inevitable. We need to win tomorrow. We cannot be going defensive and drawing, because you know what? That Europa League is only the top 8 that go through. There's 32 teams in the league. The 16 after the top 8 go into a playoff, and it's going to be difficult. There's going to be more games, more injuries, of course. Omarodin is a good striker. Yes, very good striker. I like him. Powerful. Same 2-1 Manchester United. I think so as well. I think we're going to do something tomorrow. I've got a feeling, guys. Maybe I'm wrong. Hi, Darko. How are you? Erik ten Hag should be sacked for Manchester United and Inzaghi. You said that at the copy and paste. You said that at the You said that. Absolutely. I don't agree with the Inzaghi thing. I don't. Inzaghi's not strong enough to manage Man United. And I will tell you right now, not strong enough. He's not. We need a nutter in charge. We need an absolute animal in charge of Man United right now to control those players. 3-0. Utu, Man United. Love it, Jonathan. Is Dalot fully fit? Probably not, but he probably will play. We ain't got no one else, obviously, unless we play a youngster, unless we play Dalot, unless we play Harry Amas, of course. Erik ten Hag team against Porto. Bruno. Yeah, that's exactly. Oh, just a reminder, Bruno's playing tomorrow. Did I tell you Bruno's playing tomorrow? Do you know Bruno's playing tomorrow? That's it. As long as we've got Bruno playing tomorrow. Greetings, Debbie. Greetings, everyone, of course. Gray, your legend. Absolutely. My lineup, Garnacho, Rasmus, Ahmed, Mount, Mainu, Ugarte. That's your lineup. Yeah. I doubt he's going to play it, though. Even though it's a good lineup, and I agree with it, GK. I don't think that Eric Ten Hag is going to drop Rashford, and I don't think he's going to drop Bruno, unfortunately. Sadly, as is. Mount might be missing, though. Mount's missing from the game. He's going to be out. He had a concussion on his head, so he will be out for the game, guys, just so you're aware, of course, again. Sal, the Porto game is Friday. No, it's tomorrow, mate. Tomorrow night, my friend. Late for me, 11 p.m. kickoff. We're playing on Sunday. I want Ayoze Perez and Gutierrez to join Man United. Ayoze Perez, I haven't heard him for a while. His name, goodness me. Porto playing, obviously Newcastle player, wasn't he? Against us tomorrow. Porto playing against us tomorrow night. Yep, late at night. Thanks, Kazi, bro. Big up, everyone. Big up. Has Bruno Red been? Yes, it's been overturned, Yorkshire, Great Cowboy. So it looks like that Bruno will be playing against Man United tomorrow. For Man United tomorrow, and he will be playing against obviously Aston Villa and the games going forward. I personally felt that it would have been good for Bruno to sit out for a little while and we can try something else. But then again, Mason Mount has conveniently got injured again. He's got a bad head. So at the end of the day, so he won't be playing tomorrow and he will be out of the game, maybe against Aston Villa as well. Stephanie, question, Sal. 3 away games we have played decent, could have earned and should have won all 3. Are these players fearful of playing at home, Barnsley and Fulham aside? I just think they lack a belief. So am I back? I'm sorry, guys. A little bit of a craziness there with the internet. Yeah, I'm back. So I say that, in my opinion, Stephanie, is that they lack a belief that they can beat the bigger sides. They seem to have given up before they've even gone onto the pitch, in my opinion. They don't give 100%. It's like they've resigned to losing the game, and I believe that firmly. And I believe there are bad eggs in that camp. And you know what? They're not Manchester United players, because at the end of the day, whether you're down tall, whether you don't believe you can win, that is not a Manchester United player for me. If you're a Manchester United player, you believe you could beat anyone at any time, you know. I don't understand how in the first season for Man United, we can go and beat Barcelona, not Barcelona at the Europa League, and then we can't even beat FC20. What's going on? I mean, the decline is obviously on the players, you know what I mean? Obviously, part of it is on the manager, but the players are not doing the business, and we have to blame them as well. VAR screwed, VAR cost us the game, all that, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that they cost us the game, but at the end of the day, you need 11 against 11. No one knows what would have happened 11 against 11 at the end of the day. So the butterfly effect and all that, no one knows what would have happened. We could have won that game. We could have equalized. You know, when you equalize, you don't know what's going to happen. You get confidence and stuff, and something could happen at the end of the day. No one knows what would have happened if Bruno stayed on that pitch. My opinion is VAR is there for a reason. We've got this technology. Why wasn't it implemented yesterday on the weekend? Why wasn't it used on the weekend? This is what I don't understand with these incompetent referees. You know, I think they do it by purpose. I said it at the time that he gave the red card too quickly. He needed to look at VAR, you know what I mean? And then he would have overturned it. Someone in his ear should have been saying, look, you know what? I think you need to look at that again. You know what I mean? And it's just theft, because at the end of the day, it means nothing to us because we get Bruno back, great, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it doesn't give us another opportunity in that game 11 against 11. We've lost the game, you know, at a counter, and we lost by more goals. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Though we are struggling, I pray and hope we win every single game. Big up, Jim, you legend. Absolutely, me too. It's more of a surprise, and when Mount is fit, absolutely. It's a bit like Luke Shaw these days, isn't it? And Phil Jones. Why do we always come up again with these players, Phil Jones, Luke Shaw? Why do we always have these players in our books? It makes me, Jim, pray for the hereafter, not football. Yep. Think Ineos from now would decide that the transfer strategy, no more manager demand, as Ice Cube said. F the manager. They're going to have a new structure, definitely. And I think that Ineos are looking to bring in a puppet, so to speak, in regards to the new manager that's going to come in. He's going to be a coach. He's not going to be a manager. And more power will be given to Ineos, of course. More choices will be on them. A bit like, I think it's Bayern Munich used that motto. I'm not too sure. But that's what they're going to try and do. They're going to make more decisions. And the manager is simply going to be a coach, which is, you know what I mean? Whatever you think about that. I pray all the time for good things every situation. Absolutely, absolutely. We pray, be a good person. Number one, be a good person. Because we're Manchester United. Big up, Kazi. Sal, I know Sal, you and I know we want more good CMF like Jude and like at Bellingham, Jude Bellingham at Bellingham. It will take time for now that players you want to bring. It's not just about bringing players in, GK. It's not just about bringing players. It's about nurturing our own players. We brought in a lot of good young players in our team, and we have to give them time. This is the way we're going to have to do things now because we don't have the money to buy the Bellinghams of this world, of course. Why not make our own Bellingham? Why not make our own Mbappe? Why can't we? They started from somewhere, so why can't we do it? Our most successful players nowadays are coming through our youth system. Look at Mainu, look at Garnacho. Our best players are coming through our youth system. So why are we worried about that player, that player, that player? Why don't we give our youngsters a chance? Why don't we? We bought these great young players. They've come in. You know what I mean? We should give them a chance. And we have to obviously see how it goes. Of course, you don't play a whole team full of youngsters, but, you bring in a few of those, you know what I mean? They can act as good signings. You know what I mean? We've got some good young. We've got the young player, obviously, Obi Martin, who's coming in. We got Kone, who's there already. We got Yoro, who's there as well. We've got a bright future in regards to our young players. And we shouldn't hamper their development by signing players through late 20s and stuff. And you know what? Just hampering the development of our young players, of course, guys. So, when was the last time you wore a full suit and blazer? When I worked in a corporate office, my friend. When I worked, let me think. My wedding. So, yeah, absolutely, my wedding. United should just go and play the football we knew they could play. They must start fast, or else Porto will just ride over us. We need to take control of the ball, play possession football, and make it count to two. Absolutely, David. This is what we need to do when we start the game. We've been starting the games too slowly these days, starting the beginning of the games and the beginning of the second half very, very slowly. And we do need to start games on the front foot. We haven't done that for a while. Kone and Obi Martin coming in. Absolutely. We need to think about these young players as well. Are they going to be the next big thing? You don't know. We don't know, do we? They could be the next big thing, of course, guys. Absolutely. Sago, why aren't Asian players making it into football? Many reasons. It's the one thing I would say, being raised in England, there is a slight prejudice in regards to Asian footballers, Darko. There is. But at the same time, Asian families are more inclined to push their sons or their daughters into corporate jobs, into dentistry, into banking, into doctors. They're more inclined to that. And there's a lot of pressure put on Asian families in regards to football, because if I told, like, I've done music for 20 years and my dad, didn't agree with it and stuff, but you know what? We did it anyway. But in regards to football, if an Asian family, if the son came up to them and says, "Oh, Dad, I want to be a footballer," you know what it's like. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen East is East? You know what I mean? Great. Yeah, that's the film. I would watch it. I had avocado, tomato, cucumber, and red onion salad. I think it's very important you know this. Thank you very much, Bath Time. I'm very, very intrigued that you had that today. I love my avocado. Favorite United chants out. We've seen it all personally. We've seen it all. My favorite United chants. I like "We Are My Schultz." I like the Solskjaer chant, to be honest. "You are my Solskjaer, my only Solskjaer. Made me happy when skies are grey." What other one is there? 20 times Man United. I love that. I do like that as well. We won it 3 times. We've won it 3 times without kidding anyone. We won it 3 times. I like that one as well. 71 watches, some of the lights, bang on the money. Absolutely, bang on the money. Big up. Worried that they write the season off and give it. This is the problem that we're having. I don't want these players to be let off again. I really don't want these players to be let off the hook again, guys. Giving them an opportunity. I don't want that anymore. A new manager comes in, write another season off. It shouldn't be like that, guys. Sorry about my network, by the way, if it goes off. We don't want that again, guys. We don't want that again, obviously. If we nurture well, we got what we got. My goodness, we can come and become gems. So much potential. This is why we need to manage well. And this is one thing you would say, Jim, about the young players. Sir Alex Ferguson once said, young players seldom let you down. They don't let you down. If you bring players through the youth system and build your own legacy, it works better than taking over a team full of players who've been failing for years and years and underachieving for years and years. Zaid, how was the music for you were successful in? How was the music? I was very successful, mate. In regards to what I did, I worked with platinum selling artists, including Eminem's D12. I've been in the studio of Eminem. I've been in the studio with G Unit. I've done a lot of things for my time, from a little kid from Leytonstone, my friend. I've done that. Millions of views. I've managed artists as well. And yeah, done a lot, mate. Done a lot in England. I did. And in regards to that, been in the studio with very, very big artists, major artists. And I don't want to name drop too much, but I have. And at the end of the day, yeah, belief. It's a mindset at the end of the day. You have to believe in what you're going to do. And I feel like Man United don't have that mindset. You know what I mean? I come from like a poor background in regards to Leytonstone in East London and stuff. Five of us in a one-bedroom flat and stuff. So at the end of the day, the achievements had to be worked for. You know what I mean? And Man United seem to be way away from that. And they're not. They haven't got the mentality. You know what I mean? I wish I was in the dressing room and I can talk to them about it. And Sir Alex Ferguson used to famously talk about the miners in Manchester and the graft and how hard they used to work. He used to always bring that into his team talks about how hard the average person works. And they come on a Saturday to watch you guys, not for you guys to down tool, of course. Big up, of course. Run the like, sub, beats, and subscribe button. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, Kazi, you legend. Thank you. My mate Atif was a baller. His dad stopped him from playing football with us. It's a problem, isn't it? It is a problem. It is a problem. I've seen it a lot. I've seen athletes as well, I've seen some of the best footballers, you will see, but they weren't backed. Yatsam is my favorite chant. Yep. 5 cantonars, 5 cantupetas, and it's yeah, absolutely. At Christmas, always. There are more inclined to urge Asian kids to play cricket. Do you think? Not even that these days. I think it's more inclined to move them into a job that wears a suit and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Which is obviously there's a lot of talented Asian players out there, but they're not getting the support. Do you know what I mean? And one thing I would say about football in regards to the Asian community and English community. Is that support from your family is imperative. It's very, very important that if you're going to become a footballer, you need the backing of your family. You need the backing of family. Of course, Amir Khan, who I've also worked with, guys, by the way, the boxer, his dad didn't want him to box. And you know what? He still did it at the end of the day. He still did it. And obviously, he done the best he could. He done very well, to be honest with you. Olympic gold medalist, of course. And that is very, very good. How many seasons have you written off given to the interims under Ragnick? And this is the problem, Zaid. What do we do? And luckily, I'm not making the choice. The one thing I would say is that, yes, I don't agree with the interim managers. I think that, it gives the players a free pass to down tool. I really do, especially this bunch of players. I do believe that if we're going to get rid of the manager, we should just back a manager and say, this is our manager going forward. But I don't think they're going to do that, unfortunately. Zaid, you were the same room as Eminem. Wow, fair play. Yeah, I worked with D12. It's all online, Zaid. I worked with D12. Absolutely. I worked with... I actually bought D12, Eminem's group, to Stratford in East London. I bought them to the Nando's and stuff like that. Yeah, it's all online. It's all online. Yeah. I've done bits. I've got a story coming on my members only video. I think this week I would be doing it. I've got a couple of videos to come in regards to that. Some very controversial ones, and one talking about Eminem and a watch. And I want you to watch that one. That'll be coming on the members only videos very soon, guys. Watch out for that one. Eminem could never manage 2 live streams a day. What about United? He wouldn't know where to start. He wouldn't know what we're talking about. Absolutely. Do you still work in the industry? Why did you stop, if you don't mind me asking? Politics. It's not run by people that, you would like, to be honest with you, if I'm being totally honest with you. I haven't given it up fully. I've obviously taken a break from it, but being a music fan, my great-grandmother was an OBE. Her name is Jessie Matthews. She's my great-grandmother, and she worked with Charlie Chaplin and all that. And that's where I got the musical side from. Yeah. And I love music and I loved working and I loved traveling the world, shooting music videos, went all around the world shooting me. I used to do the own videos as well. I used to shoot them myself as well. If you look at them, I was a manager, I was a PR guy, everything. I was everything. I used to shoot the videos and everything. And my brother, whose name is Reds, REDZZ, he was the artist and I used to manage him. And I used to manage other artists as well in between that. AO Beats was my producer. I brought up AO Beats. AO Beats ended up having chart hits and stuff. If you look at AO Beats, BATZ, he's the producer that we brought up together and we grew together. And he signed for Columbia Records and he's done very well and he's worked with a number of people. My other producer who came up, he's worked with Nicki Minaj and people like that and stuff like C Dot as well. So I've done it for a good number of years, 20 years almost, you know what I mean? And yeah, traveled the world doing it. And it was great. It was fantastic, of course, you know, lots of great memories. I'm gonna give you lots of my memories on the membership videos, guys. Absolutely. You got any kind of academies, Sal? You got any of your kids in academy, Sal? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Uh, um, yeah, they've love it. You have to love football, isn't it? Definitely, mate. No one can easily put money for a player like Jude, but I said we can need that type of CMF. Good. Yeah, we do. We do need more strength in the midfield. We need more. The one thing I would say though, GK, is that we're playing into the opposition's hands at the moment. Leaving one CDM in there doesn't bode well, does it? It doesn't work. We need to be more less naive in regards to our midfield. I always really liked the song "What Star" by Bizarre. You weren't involved in that? No, I wasn't involved in that, guys. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was involved in a lot of things. I wasn't involved in that one, guys. I'll give you a story about Bizarre and Eminem and Rockstar, by the way. Basically, Eminem, Bizarre, and that the beginning of the end of D12 was that song because Bizarre wanted Eminem on the track, and Eminem didn't want to go on that track. He didn't want. He said that look. Sorry, guys. Really sorry about that. Am I back? 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 Hopefully, I'm back. Sorry about that. And there was a blackout, a complete blackout, guys. There was a blackout. Brian, allow me, man. Allow me. Big up, Jim. Big up, Elite Baller. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? I know, bath time. It's I live in an apartment block, right? That it shares the internet and stuff, and it just goes absolutely lost yourself. Absolutely, it's crazy. Yeah, he was in the video with 50 Cent and Terry Crews, but not on the song. I think Eminem rapped about a kamikaze 15 years later. Yeah, I got a lot of news about that. I got a lot of stories, guys, that I could tell you all day long. I got loads of stories that I can tell you all day long, guys. Absolutely. Tell us that MSR story again, please. Basically, what happened is that Eminem wanted Bizarre had Rockstar, and Eminem loved the track, but Bizarre wanted Eminem on the track, and Eminem said no. He didn't want to go on. He said it's best that he flies his own wings, right? Eminem also offered Bizarre a chance to have other artists on the track, other different artists on the track, but Bizarre wanted Eminem on the track. Obviously, he said no. You know, he wanted to Bizarre to push himself and get Bizarre famous by himself. The one thing I would say about D12, having worked with them, having had looked after their tour and everything when they came to England a few years ago, of course, the videos on there is online and stuff. In regards to that, is that when Eminem took a step back, it was like they didn't know what to do. You know, and they were given a platform and they didn't know what to do. They were given a platform and they didn't know what to do. A bit like Faz. And a much lower level. Elite Bull, I'm blessed, my friend Abby, to see you guys. Absolutely. So I miss AZE and them. They were absolute legends, of course. I thought the blackouts only happen in India, Pakistan. No, my internet gets a blackout, Jim. Because of my internet supplier. Sometimes, even though it's the best supplier in the UAE, right? I pay a lot of money for it, Jim. Right? At the end of the day, it does go out sometimes still to the thing because I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it just does that, but it annoys me. It annoys me very, very much, as you can imagine, because I'm in full flow. Big up, Kazi, because I'm in full flow, of course. Absolutely, but. One thing I would say is that internet is expensive here, and it's not as good as Europe. It's not. That's one thing I would say about it here, right? And that's what it is. I've never had that kind of thing happen to me before, but it does happen sometimes, especially in the evening for some strange, bizarre reason. Of course, I might just get a unlimited data and just use the data, of course, guys. Detroit has really made horror rap heritage. Even the same cloud played into it. I've been to Detroit a few times. I love Detroit. Actually, I absolutely adore Detroit. I think the people are good, nice people. It's not the reputation that it's got. It's not all the bad reputation. I've actually been to the 8 Mile Studios, of course. I've actually been to Eminem's former house, old house. I've been to obviously the halls where Eminem first done the rap battles. If you have me on Facebook, I've got all the photos on there, guys. Absolutely. Okay, Sal. Sorry, Sal. Big up, Jim. No worries, mate. It's annoying, though. Sal, is there any chance you can take some photos of the view from your flat sometimes? Yes, if you want. I will. Absolutely. Maybe I'll do a little video sometimes. Maybe what I'll do a stream. I'll do a stream outside. Yeah, I'll do a stream walking out my flat, my apartment, and walking out. Yeah, before I go my jogging. Because I go my jogging, of course. So I'll do that. Maybe that would be a good one. The reputation is like RoboCop in the 1980s. Yeah. And the one thing with Detroit, there's a lot of derelict buildings, lots of derelict buildings. It's still extremely dangerous. I shot a music video out there, and you have to be very, very careful. When I went to Detroit, Bizarre didn't want to go to Detroit, right? He came to Detroit, but he didn't want to go to the Detroit, which is central Detroit, which is 8 Mile, 7 Mile, all these places, right? He didn't want to go. and he wanted to shoot the music video in a Holiday Inn in Detroit. So he wanted to land in Detroit and go to a Holiday Inn and then go somewhere else after that, right? Because Eminem lives in a place called Roehampton in Detroit. So he probably go up there and stuff like that. And then basically what the thing with Detroit, the crazy thing about it is that Detroit is the home of course, Motown Records, of course, guys. And yeah, went there. It's surreal. You know what I mean? If you know the classic songs, which was sang in Motown. It was absolutely, I was invited there, which was a privilege, of course. And I've got photos on my Facebook, guys, if you have a look. So, you know that good Porto is in defense. Yes, very good. So we have to be very, very good at finishing. So, yes, mate, it would be awesome. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'll try and do it tomorrow, Grayo, when I go for my jog. And in Pakistan, you get light cuts. Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it, Jim. I've been there. I've been there. It's like all the world goes down, isn't it? All the world goes down, of course, guys. I've seen it, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, it is one of those things, isn't it? The only thing that happens, we don't get blackouts, but the internet sometimes does that stupid buffering thing. Do you know what I mean? And it drives me absolutely mad. You know, absolutely, because you know what? I want it to be smooth. I want it to be nice and smooth, but sometimes it just doesn't happen, isn't it? That's live television at the end of the day. So you checked the team for Porto. I've given you my predicted lineup, what I think Porto will pick, but I don't. The teams are not available yet, are they? If you have a YouTuber who makes live videos from these countries, it's very difficult, as light can come anytime. As light, yeah, it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. Even here, it's difficult because internet is not as strong I live in Abu Dhabi, so it's not as strong as it would be, you know, and it should be. But even when I was in Dubai, I was in the hotels during the last. Remember, we were talking on the streams before when I was in Dubai and stuff, and it still has buffering problems sometimes. But that's what happened when the internet, obviously, they haven't got as many internet receivers, of course, around the town. It's still up and coming, of course. Smash the like, subscribe, people. Thank you so much, Elite Baller. You legend. You legend. It's scary out of the Emirates at the moment, or are you well insulated from what's going on in the region? I'm well away. The good thing about the UAE is that they don't get involved, and politically they don't get involved at the end of the day. One thing I would say is that I pray for peace, and I pray for all the innocent people who are harmed find peace. I really do, because at the end of the day, this world belongs to no one. We don't own this world. It belongs to a lot of people, more than one, but it belongs to everyone at the end of the day. And we should learn to coexist. Unfortunately, we have a few evil people within this world, very evil people within this world that are not intent on causing division, of course, and harming people and hurting innocent people, of course. We prosper with kindness. We win with kindness, as I've always said, guys. Do a stream style where you're jogging so we can feel your pain. Low, Brian, listen, right. Brian, listen, you know what happened last time I did that? Sweat went into my phone. Sweat went into my phone, and my phone switched off, and it didn't switch on until it was dry. Madness, isn't it? Hi, Brian. How are you, pal? Big up the United Road. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Evening chat. Good to you. Good to see you. Good to know you. Good to know you. United Road. Good to rate. Thank you. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely. So you will like a marina area, especially. I live in Abu Dhabi. I go to Yas basically once a week, mate. GK. I go Yas Island once a week. I've been all there. Sardia Island as well. Marina. I've been to Yas Mall as well. Fantastic place. It's where the Manchester City mega store is. It's always empty, of course, as well. So yeah, I go there all the time. I live in Abu Dhabi, my friend. So a walking distance away. Find peace. I agree. Absolutely. Find peace, Kazi. Find peace. I'm good as well. But at the end of the day, we're run by evil. And at the end of the day, they're not going to give peace until they get what they want. And it's not just one area. It's more than one area. Absolutely. I'm keeping politics off this internet cell. Absolutely. Me too. But one thing I would say is that I pray for peace. And that's one thing I would say. Grayo, so is it true that most people in the Emirates do not get the humor of the Flintstones about Abu Dhabi? Oh, Grayo, you kill me, mate. You kill me. You had to come out of it like that. I sort of expected that one, but you know what? When you hear it, it's always like the first time. Too many bad apples. Yeah, Jim. I had to say, Man City store's empty. 115 charges only. My goodness, they probably pay people to go into that mega store. Absolutely. Empty had. Absolutely. It's empty. Listen. When I go to Yazmal next time, right, I'm going to go past the Manchester City. I already went viral because I took a photo of the Manchester City megastore in Yas Mall a few months ago. If you scroll down, you'll find it, and it was empty, right? And I had loads of Man City fans. There were more Man City fans on my Twitter page than there are at the Etihad on a Saturday afternoon. My goodness, Man City, absolutely. Guys, absolutely. Guys, it's been a fantastic show. Sorry about the slight interruption. Hopefully that doesn't happen much. But you know what? Elements around that, it happens sometimes, guys, and I can't help it. But you know what? Thank you guys for staying in and hanging in with me. You're absolute legends. I will be live tomorrow for Breaking Dawn if nothing else breaks, of course. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like. I mean, it's really important. I'm on the road now to 5,000. That's my aim, is 5,000 subscribers, guys. When we get to 5,000, we go on and we go on and we go on. And this community has grown tenfold. And I'm very, very proud of you guys. And I'm thankful, most of all, to you guys for your support, guys. Absolutely. Respect to all of you guys. Have a fantastic evening. We are back for tomorrow. It's match day tomorrow. Let's not forget. It is match day. Can it be a better day for us? Can we just make it a nice day for a change? Can we? Please? Take it easy, guys. Peace.